Afternoon affair here at GABP. Been a tough stretch for the Reds. There's no getting around that, but certainly not a tough stretch at the plate for shortstop phenom Elly De La Cruz. He has it going on and then some at the plate, and he's the focus of our Kia player profile. Riding a multi-game hit streak. You look at the numbers, 5 straight multi-hit games, 11 for 22, 9 singles, 2 doubles, 4 runs scored. Longest multi-hit streak of his career. Could we see him completely coming into his own? It is possible. Now, one of those numbers you'd like to change. If he's getting on at that clip with that speed, you'd like to see more runs scored. That means others have to pick up that slack. But Elly has been fun to watch. He's back in there today. Reds trying to salvage something out of this series before hitting the road. Full lineups, all the play-by-play action with John Sadak and Barry Larkin next.
So I hear
the electric stuff and the fiery finish of Chase Burns. Not shy these days of showing those emotions, and certainly the pure stuff sizzles. Top 10 in the majors in ERA at just 23 years old. He has been the Reds' steadiest starter so far in 2026.
and it really has been really interesting and nice to see Chase Burns as he continues to mature here in Cincinnati. I think he's becoming more vocal. I know he's becoming more vocal in the clubhouse. It's really nice to see him spending time with some of the other pitchers. And on the mound, he's just been outstanding. You could see his confidence continue to build.
Well, Burns will try to aid the Reds. They have lost 10 of their last 12 games, trying to avoid a sweep defeat at the hands of the Nats. That would also allow them to split on the homestand. They did take the series from the Houston Astros. Full 9 for the Nats, who are now in sole possession of second place in the National League East, granted 9 back of the Braves. Wood, Garcia, and House, Abrams, Young, and Lyle, who has 7 ribbies and 3 bombs on the series, Nunez, Bibas, and Millis. The Nationals have been incredibly aggressive. A lot of swings, a lot of early swings. So let's see the gamesmanship of Jose Trevino, the veteran catcher, and Chase Burns, the very cerebral. He's not just a flame-throwing arm. He is a very smart, anticipatory pitcher. How does he attack this Nats 9?
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting. I feel like anytime you have a guy like Chase Burns on the mound that just has that wipeout stuff, you have a tendency to be a little more aggressive, specifically early. Now, you already have an aggressive team that likes to swing. It's going to be about the quality of that first pitch. I don't assume that Chase Burns is going to go away from his power stuff. These guys are going to be hunting it. So it's going to be about executing and the positioning of his pitches.
Taking on a Nats team that has won back-to-back ball games, 5 of 7. The Nationals rocket on the road. 5.5 runs a game on the road. Only the Braves have more road wins in the majors than the Washington Nationals. James Wood will lead it off. He has 1 hit on the series, an opposite way homer in the opener 2 nights ago. He's 1 for 8, did work a walk, struck out twice yesterday. Loud foul as we're underway. There's a first pitch swing. If you haven't listened yet, I would highly suggest you check out the Power Stacks podcast with our man Geezy, Brian Giesenslaw, on the pre and post shows, and Charlie Goldsmith, who does a stellar job on the beat of this Reds team. He was just at Louisville.
The batter challenges second pitch of the game.
I like that little add-on there. Yeah, it is the second pitch of the game. Crew chief Doug Eddings, and it's a ball. He was
Washington
right.
still has 2 remaining challenges.
The Reds had a challenge that was impactful first inning yesterday from Spencer Steer. But on the pod there is sound. I think that's one thing they do so well. Up and in from TJ Antone. And it's an interview that Charlie did with Antone. Their podcast is often built around the player quotes. I love that. It's player content driven. And it's Antone speaking some about Chase Burns. Swing and a miss. And Antone describes one of the early conversations he had with Burns. This is going back some at Burns' time. And they're walking at spring training. And he asks him, who do you think the best pitcher on the team is? Who's the Reds' best pitcher? Looking. And Burns pauses, and he's trying to be respectful and introspective, and he starts thinking about other teammates. And Antone shakes his head. He's like, if you don't think it's you, you're not doing it right. You need to think that you are the best pitcher on the staff. I found that very insightful.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. And Antone added, if I don't think I'm the best pitcher on the staff, that's the confidence, the drive you need for this game. And I found that eye-opening because, well, Burns has a great sense of humility, quickly gets ahead 0-2 on Garcia. There does seem to be a mound presence about him this year.
There's no doubt about that, but there's a humility that comes along with it, and there's a humility and a respect factor that comes along with being a major league player and being so young at the major league level. If you come in and thinking that you are now, inwardly you can have the confidence that
Yes.
you're good. But if TJ Antone were to ask 99% of any ball player that is that young that question, the response will never be, I am.
Top to second. Couple of outs. And that's where it's probably a good thing, right, as we take a look at the Reds defense. Because you want that initial answer, but you want that teaching moment of how the mindset needs to adapt.
100%. And I would assume there was a little more to the story and more to the conversation. If you're not thinking you're the best, you should be thinking you're really, really good. But the best on a team that has some successful guys, pitchers are built a little bit differently. So maybe I just don't understand that part of it.
Strike one to Brady House, who had a 2-run homer in the opener 2 days ago, was 0 for 4 yesterday. Man, that fastball's got life. Because the Nationals as a team have hit some rockets on the series, often sitting on a pitch. He seemed to think that was coming and badly missed it. Two. Elevated miss. Ellie De La Cruz, Matt McLean catching up the middle. McLean shades behind the bag some with the right-handed hitter. Yanked well wide, 2-2. Lifted foul. Sal Stewart. No play. That's in the seats. The last time out against Houston, Burns 1 run in 6 innings. Only had a couple of strikeouts that day. Outing before at Pittsburgh, 7 scoreless, where the changeup was part of allowing him to go into the 8th. Went 7+ that day. Heater fouled back. His day began with the backward K of Wood. Got ahead quickly on Garcia, got that soft ground ball out. This is a longer fight with House, 8th pitch of the plate appearance to come. And he struck him out. 1-2-3 from Burns, the top of the Reds 9. Trying to get it going. The home first when we're back. Reds lineup from St. Elizabeth Healthcare. Dane Myers gets another turn as the leadoff man. De La Cruz and Stewart remain in that 2 and 3 spot. Spencer Steer cleans up. Leday batting 5 with a left-handed starter. A nod for Blake Dunn, McLean, Trevino, and Key Brian Hayes back in the lineup today. They face Foster Griffin, who remade himself overseas in Japan.
Really interesting, the two pitchers that we see, polar opposites. The power of Chase Burns and the finesse of Foster Griffin. He's got a lot of different pitches. Nothing overpowering, but the success he's had with that cutter. Unpredictable. I'm told he, like many lefties, crafty lefties, just do a really nice job of throwing strikes, but reading the reaction of the hitters. So he goes into the game plan with these 7 pitches and the possibilities, but he whittles that down based on what he sees from these hitters and how they're trying to approach him.
No pitcher in the bigs this year uses the cutter more than Griffin, as Myers asks for time. He was 0 for 3 off the bench last night, tried to bunt in the 9th and popped out to the pitcher. It was the second of the late innings. Reds had a leadoff double, couldn't get a man home. Now, Griffin was great Friday against Miami. 1 earned in 7 innings, career high 9 strikeouts. The Nationals have won 6 of his 8 starts this year. They're 5 under 500 when anyone else is the starting pitcher. 1-2. Swing and a miss. There's the cutter.
Good location of that cutter, down and in. Throw so many strikes, you have to protect. Might have been off the plate a little bit, maybe a little low. Close enough.
Ellie De La Cruz rides a 6-game hit streak, each of the last 5 with multiple base hits. His average has shot up in less than a week from 267 to 295. Only Otto Lopez of the Marlins has more base hits in the National League than Ellie De La Cruz. Topped foul. He's had 2 hits in each game this series, including a double and a run scored yesterday. How about 11 for 22? A couple of doubles. Career high 5-game multi-hit streak. Swing and a miss. Now Griffin throws the cutter the most, but you show the kitchen sink that he's got. He has 2 different true off-speed pitches, and those are pitches that give the Reds fits.
Okay, he's got a split, which you see right there, and then he has a changeup that tumbles down and away from right-handed hitters. You see already down at the bottom of the zone. Strike 3 to both guys. Possibly balls out of the strike zone, down. So very tempting because it's not high velocity stuff, but good late movement and precision.
Sal Stewart challenge. ABS powered by T-Mobile. That's a ball.
Pitch is a ball. Cincinnati still has 2 challenges.
Second straight day the Reds use a challenge opening inning. Here it comes, bases empty. Now, Griffin was a first rounder by the Royals all the way back in 2014. Made his major league debut late July of 2020, the shortened COVID season, and 2 weeks later had Tommy John. By July of 22, he was traded to Toronto, made 1 major league appearance for the Blue Jays, but blossomed in Japan. The last 3 years came in Japan. He was an all-star last year. There are many who go to Japan. Slightly smaller baseball, more consistent tackiness and stick. That's where the splitter shines. Many Japanese stars that come over have a split, and the nature of the baseball allows it to some extent. Full count. Of course, Nick Martinez did that a few years in advance of his time with the Reds. He's been flourishing with the Rays this year. Pierce Johnson in the Reds pen. Latest guest on the Jim Day podcast speaks about his time in Japan on the pod. Payoff. Foul tip, strike 3. Reds go in order, all by way of K.
That sword.
Time now for our Papa John's key ingredients. The National League leaders in whiff percentage. That means swings that get nothing, that do not hit the ball. Chase Burns right there with other stars.
Well, the only guy that is on that list that is not a fireballer is Imanaga.
Foul.
He's the lefty on that list that is not a 97 to 100 mile an hour guy.
But he has a lot of deception in his fastball.
You mentioned many of the players that have come from Japan to pitch here in the big leagues are players that go over there to pitch and figure out how to throw that split. It has been the split for Imanaga and the off-speed pitch, which makes that 90 mile an hour fastball play much faster than 90 miles an hour.
Burns ahead on Abrams, who has 2 hits in each game on the series. Lifts this right side. Stewart up the line in foul ground. He's got it. A lot of territory covered there by Stewart, looking skyward. That brings up Jacob Young. 2 hits, a walk, scored twice yesterday. So one of the wrinkles for the Nationals in this game, they have 5 true lefties plus a couple of switch hitters. Burns does have larger splits. He dominates right-handed hitters, destroys right-handed hitters. Lefties have done okay against him. 259 on base in the 360s. Of his 6 homers, 5 have come by lefties, so that's a challenge. And this is a Washington team that has handled super fast fastballs, high velocity fastballs very well.
I really love what happened the last time that Chase Burns took the mound against the Houston Astros. He only had 2 punch outs, right? A strikeout pitcher, a power pitcher, he's always been that, right? But that one game he identified that he didn't have that wipeout stuff, and to see him be able to pitch to contact. Now the velocity was there. I mean, he was 97. We've seen 99, 100 miles an hour in today's ball game. But I thought in that game he said, okay, my interpretation of what I saw. Okay, well, I don't have that explosive fastball. It still is explosive, but to his normal fastball, it's not quite there. So let me throw this ball in the zone and let me encourage the hitters to make contact and use my defense behind. I think that is so important for a young pitcher, and I think it's even more important for a power pitcher.
Stewart on the fly just above the dirt.
Because there's going to be times where you're not going to have your stuff, and when you don't, there could be almost a panic, like you're trying to throw even harder as opposed to taking a little bit off. That, for me, for such a young man in Chase Burns, that's why it was so impressive to me.
And
now he's
Trevino that day, they were talking about the lack of strikeouts, at least Chase Burns was, to his battery mate. And Trevino said, never feel bad about getting outs. You get them how you can get them. Mid-game.
Couple of takes here for Dalen Lyle.
And that's the veteran presence of a Trevino and a Tyler Stevenson with these young pitchers that they can be so impactful in the words that they're saying. And as Jim said, mid-game, that's so important, because you can talk about it after the game, but you can't do anything about it if it's after the game. Mid-game, during the game, the ability to make those adjustments, have those conversations during the game is everything.
Stevenson had that highly impactful grand slam first inning yesterday. A lead that did not hold up. Check swing. The hitter held up on appeal. Wow. Somehow Lyle held back. Remember, he had some tough takes on check swings yesterday. Oof, I thought he went. Payoff pitch. Now he struck him out. Third strikeout for Burns. Another 1-2-3 inning. Registration is open now for the Ohio 529 College Advantage Redlegs Run, presented by Tri-Health. Reds fans of all abilities invited to run, walk, or roll across the finish. Proceeds benefit the Reds Community Fund. Register now, reds.com/run. Well, Foster Griffin struck out the side in the first inning. All swinging Ks. Spencer Steer, another two-hit day yesterday. Smokes this ball over the leaping shortstop C.J. Abrams. He has been locked in for some time. Spencer Steer now with hits in 15 of his last 16.
Yeah, I feel like Spencer's in a really good spot and staying through that baseball. Really good swing.
J.J. Bleday also locked in. He was on 3 times yesterday, 4 times the night before. On the series, he is 3 for 6 with 4 walks. He's the only true lefty getting a look against Griffin, because he has looked pretty good left on left. He hangs in there. Takes that breaking ball. Now, Griffin still uses the cutter against lefties, but its usage drops. The sweeper bumps up. The cutter does get hit some left on left. Lefties hit it better because it's not running in on them like the right-hander, and so location, I would imagine, matters even more for Griffin left on left. Swing and a miss. 4 strikeouts for Griffin.
Location of that cutter starts it out over the plate.
Blake Dunn, pinch hit in the 6th, finished 0 for 3 yesterday. Ball 1. Down and in, appeal no go. This is Dunn's 7th game in this go-round with the Reds. Only has 10 official at bats entering today. He's 3 for 10. Fouled away. So in his limited time, he's found a way to get on, get some base hits. He's been used situationally as a pinch runner, as an extra defender.
Yeah, he's been impactful, and I think he's done a really nice job with the limited opportunities that he's had.
That's hard to do, right? It's hard enough to play in the bigs, period. He's had tastes in the past, never really had traction success, and now you're being asked to fill a very compartmentalized role.
Yes. Very difficult.
Some noticeable muddying around first base where Steer leads. He had the leadoff hit. Chipped into left center. Caught on the sprint by Jacob Young. Able to lunge and take that one away from Blake Dunn.
That young man out there, Jacob Young, manning center field. He gets great jumps on the ball and closing speed, athleticism. We've seen him make some fantastic plays. He got to that one fairly easily. I thought he was going to have to lay out when I saw where this ball was hit and where he started. But man, he can play some center field.
Matt McLean. First pitch drilled center field. Young going way back, and that ball is gone. Fourth of the year from Matt McLean. A 2-out, 2-run shot, and the Reds take a 2-0 lead.
Well, Matt McLean showing that pop. Doesn't have to pull the ball. This is what we saw earlier in the season in spring training. Really riding that ball through center field, and great sign. My word, what a swing.
Lark, he came to the plate. He pointed to you.
Well, Matty and I, we get a chance to spend some time, and just happy to see him be successful. There it is.
1-1 on Jose Trevino. One ball and 2 strikes. And McLean has been showing signs for the last week. The chase has been down all year. The walks have been up, but the contact is becoming more consistent. He had a big double to begin the 9th inning yesterday. Reds could not get him home. Swing and a miss. He had a smoked line drive out up the middle, and a day removed from a chat with Barry Larkin. Boom.
Beautiful thing to see.
Matt McLean hunting first pitch, connects on a cutter. 2-out, 2-run homer to give Chase Burns and company a 2-0 lead. Get strike 1 on Nasim Nunez. Switch hitter was 0 for 2 yesterday. 1 for 5 with a walk and a run scored on the series. That's lifted to left. Spencer Steer fading corner. One away. Word now from Miami Valley Gaming.
Get ready to get lucky at MVG. With over 2,200 of the best gaming machines, we got you covered.
Jorbert Vivas. Elevated miss. Line fair beyond Stewart. That curls corner. Vivas up to second. He threads a double.
Well, we've seen these Nats players hunt pitches early. This time it's the slider. They're young and they're aggressive.
It's now Drew Millis. switch hitter who last year was way better batting left-handed than right-handed. Indecisive and late on that heat. Now don't let him fool you. While he is a catcher, he can run a little bit. He's one of the faster catchers in the game. Fastball swung through. Time for the batter. Millis completes the first run through the Nationals' 9 for Burns, who has already struck out 3. Got him looking. Our champion window pitch tracks.
Well, you better get it ready. Chase Burns challenging the hitters up in the zone. Hard to catch up to that 98, 99 up there.
Top of the order, James Wood, who has struck out looking. And while it is certainly hard to catch up to heat, especially well located heat, that is something the Nats do well. Against 97 plus this year, no team hits better than the Nationals. They're hitting .311. They're slugging in the 500s against 97 plus. That's hard to do. That's in there for a strike. To give you a comp, the rest of the majors combined, take the Nationals out, against 97 plus is hitting .219. The slug is in the low 300s. 97 plus is generally death for most hitters. Not Washington, and it's the slider that gets a twisted swing and miss by Wood. That's what makes this matchup so intriguing, because their strengths seem to match up with Burns' strengths. Loaded with lefties, they handle heat. Trevino keeps that one in front of him.
So once again, you talked about the success that they've had against 97 plus. 97 plus located.
Yes,
is what you said.
Vivas a big lead, 2-2. Sky left field, Steer coming on, picking up speed on the slide, makes the grab, fair ground. That saved a run.
Well, you put a glove on Spencer Steer, no matter what position you put him at. He is really good defensively.
So I hammer the.
Get down on the farm, A-ball, Alfredo Duno, the Reds' top prospect, the 28th overall prospect in all of Major League Baseball. After a cool period, has heated up. 8-game hitting streak, 3 home runs during that stretch, and 3 straight games with a home run of late. Past 10 games, 1407 OPS, and the OPS overall up to 889.
20 years old. Thank you, Jim. You love Alfredo Duno.
I really do. I really do. When I first met him, I think he was 18 and just very mature, mastered the English language, speaks great English. Just hasn't had a lot of reps behind the plate catching, but hitting the baseball, my word, he's a big, strong dude and great attitude, really aggressive with the bat.
Bounce to short. Brian Hayes grounds out. He's 1 for his last 9 in the last calendar week. Word now from Jake Sweeney Chevrolet.
Jake Sweeney Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Well, first time through, the Reds have taxed Griffin with a couple of runs. Dane Myers was the first of 3 straight strikeout victims to begin the game. Changeup way wide. The good bad of having 7 pitches, if something's off, you can go to something else. But I would also imagine for most, that means something's going to be off. And you might not realize it until you make a mistake during the game. And that's where it's on the opponent, the Reds, to try to capitalize. I've already seen McLean drill a cutter.
So why you don't see many pitchers with 7 pitches at the big league level. Jack of all trades, master of none. Kind of applies.
He has shown all of them so far. That one dives down. That was foul tipped and not caught on the split. Early showings, we haven't seen it a lot, but I think the split's been the most deceptive and the best pitch. Only when it's set up properly. He had a pretty good one to Ellie De La Cruz first time, and it's Ellie who's on deck. Way in. And ricochets beyond De La Cruz. That got Myers. He has first base. Right on the knee. Well, De La Cruz struck out swinging his first time. Up the middle to Griffin. Fire to second one. On to first. Double play. A cool treat in the summer watching Ellie De La Cruz play baseball. Earlier this week, United Dairy Farmers and Ellie De La Cruz announced an exciting new partnership. How about this? The headline of the collaboration, it is Dulce De La Cruz. A rich caramel ice cream, silky swirls of luscious caramel sauce.
Yeah, he just needs to bring the 90-degree temperature with this ice cream.
I'll eat it at any time, you know me. And there will be a 44 shake that will also be available. We'll blend the ice cream with toasted coconut. Oh, does Joel, you want to be baby bird fed? Out of the way. Come on in. Come on. No.
What's the flavor here?
It's a caramel ice cream. And it has swirls of, see, the swirls of the caramel sauce.
I'm a UDF strawberry cheesecake guy now.
I'll accept all forms of ice cream. I've even gotten on board with the mint chocolate chip, but this is really good.
Absolutely no love for the nerd in the camera well.
Oh, Jim, there is a 4-gallon tub in the freezer up here. So after your hard day under the concrete ceiling, and I don't want to alarm you, but Gapper is nearby. I know your affection for mascots. You can come up here, change into your civilian attire for the road trip, and indulge. A miss down, and that's a walk drawn by Luis Garcia to begin the inning.
Are you insinuating that talking for a living is not hard?
Yeah. As someone who lives it. Here, thank God, we're not roofing, we're not digging ditches. Those are noble, great endeavors. I have family members who do that. I know how hard it is. We sit on our butts and we get to watch sports and talk about it. That's pretty awesome.
Pretty good.
And today we get to do it with ice cream. Brady House, a strikeout victim his first time. I thought of all the Nationals hitters first time through against Burns, House seemed the most overwhelmed at times by Burns's fastball.
Yeah, fastball up in the zone to Brady House, and kind of stands tall, so that ball being close to his eyes up there. Whatever's closest to your eyes, you feel like as a hitter you can get to it. Not when it's 99 miles an hour up there.
1-2. Fouled away. Is that the penalty for losing in fantasy football? Dress like a clown, literally have a at the game. Swing and a miss. Our Jake Sweeney Chevy pitch tracks.
Yeah, fastball's up in the zone to Brady House, and then break off this nice slider down and away. Cannot cover both.
I missed the league on FX. What a great show that was. C.J. Abrams flares a foul, finds the seats. Good old Taco and company. Abrams a foul pop to first his first time. It's a nasty changeup. That shades of the change he showed against the Pirates a couple of starts ago.
Yeah, really, really good. As a hitter, you're thinking, okay, can I eliminate one side of the plate with this guy? And when he's throwing just fastball slider, for the most part, yes, you can eliminate one side of the plate. But when he throws that changeup, specifically against a lefty, you know that fastball slider's coming in, but that changeup tumbling down and away. When he throws 99 miles an hour up and in, devastating.
Now the slider finishes Abrams at 6 strikeouts and counting for Chase Burns.
And then you see chases like that, and that's because in my mind now I'm thinking 99 mile an hour heater up, change up down and away. Now I've got to protect with 2 strikes, and I got to get prepared for 99. That late bite on that slider.
Runner off. Burns steps off. Flip to second. A run down. Garcia dead to rights. Stewart can go get it. Thought he would catch Burns napping. He was just lying in wait. In today's Toyota Tundra Home Run Challenge, Carl Moore from Burlington, Kentucky wins a brand new built in the USA Tundra if a red hits the Toyota hit and win sign. Register for your chance at any Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky Toyota dealer. Ball 1 to Sal Stewart, who has struck out so far today. 1-1. Now, while Burns entered with a top 10 ERA in the sport, Griffin entered just outside of it. Had a 2.12 coming into today. Even though he only sits about 91 on his true fastballs. Sal Stewart destroys fastballs. Swing and a miss. Chases that 4-seamer. That's now 6 strikeouts for Griffin.
Yeah, it's not about the velocity. Certainly it definitely helps, but it's about location of his pitches. And Foster Griffin has had a lot of success because of his ability to put that ball exactly where he needs to.
Down and in on Steer, who has singled. Later came around on the McLean homer. Steer himself nearly homered last night. In fact, I thought he would have. There was fan interference at the wall. Hard comebacker. Steer another base hit.
Somewhat repetitive in my assessment of Spencer Steer as a hitter. He just seems to just always be in good hitting position. If you leave that ball over the plate, he is making good solid contact.
J.J. Bleday has struck out so far. Lays off a sweeper. Now, Jim Day today was set to be a bigger one for Gino Suarez. Did he have his MRI?
He did, John, and the news is good on that front. It was much better, and they are ready to turn him loose and ramp up the baseball activities and look for him to ramp it up pretty quickly, because he's chomping at the bit. Despite what the last couple of MRIs have shown, he does not feel it. So he's ready to rock.
Full out Bundy. I like it. He's going on the road trip, right?
Indeed.
I was going to say I can drive him down to Louisville.
You're heading there after the game, right?
After the game today, yep. Going down to see some of our young players that are trying to make it back here or trying to get here for the first time.
And particularly Noelvi Marte, Edwin Arroyo are killing it. I'm sure they're among those you're going to see. All that is cranked. Bleday to right. Oh, no, not nearly. 2 down. That brings up Blake Dunn, who has flied to more shallow center. That was a great read and jump by Jacob Young. And Young was positioned just as he is now, shading more right center and a little deeper. Was able to close ground to get to that ball from Blake Dunn. Sword on the upstairs cutter. Young has had a number of highlight plays in his early major league time, and the Reds are most familiar with one that came at our nation's capital last year. It was the second series meeting of 25 when he robbed Will Benson, took a home run back by climbing the wall and bringing it back.
Incredibly impressive athletic play. Is that the series where they checked Ellie's bat for that little TrackMan or piece of equipment?
I thought that was a couple of years ago. I think that's David was still managing at that time.
Right.
But that did happen.
Yes, it did.
He had grown a great comfort level. Not so much with the data, if memory serves. It wasn't the actual chip service. It was just the feel of that knob that he really liked. He also had destroyed the Nationals. I think he had one of his either farthest or hardest hit home runs at their expense. Fouled away. Oh, nice gesture. Full count. Runner off. Miss inside. That's the first walk drawn by the Reds today. So Dunn continues to get on base, pushes Steer up to second. It's a second AB for Matt McLean, who on his first pitch connected on a 2-run homer. StatCast 3D, Google Cloud.
Yeah, really short and powerful Matt McLean. 104 off the bat. Plenty of pop.
He does have one career multi-home run game. That came against the Tigers, that Friday night affair on April the 24th. When he goes deep, the Reds are 24-9. Wow. Is there a difference that you had seen between McLean in spring training versus McLean regular season until more recently?
Yes. Yeah, I felt like Matt was kind of pushing the barrel to the ball. In spring training, I thought he was really free and easy and convicted to getting the bat head to the ball, the barrel of the bat to the ball. And then I think naturally when you come to Cincinnati and the actual stats matter, you try to be a little more careful, and I felt like I interpreted his being careful with kind of pushing the barrel, if you will. That last at-bat, that last swing, he did not push the barrel.
Is it as simple as relaxing? How do you avoid doing that?
I think, you know, I think it's not that you avoid doing that. I think it's you concentrate on doing something else, right? It's not about what you don't want to do. It's about what you do want to do. And I think just being much more aggressive with a mindset of, you know, obviously there's some technical things that you have to do, but the mindset is I can't equate going for it with failing, right? I have to be able to basically dominate the baseball. That should be the mindset. That's what it was in spring training, and I feel like you get away from it a little bit as the season goes, and you try to be perfect, try to make it happen.
After you had mentioned it, by the way, I didn't need to look it up. Elly De La Cruz, it was day after 4th of July 2023, hit a 455-foot home run against the Nationals.
Map.
I remember he did something bonkers. That's a big part, too. Hides it a bit. Runners go. McLean down the right field line, twisting foul. So here's another good AB. He ambushed a first pitch from Griffin last time. Now ready for the 8th pitch of this go-round. Back-to-back full counts for Griffin. Steer and Dunn go again, and there's a calm take. McLean walks, bases loaded. Word now from Big Sandy Superstore.
You'll find the best selection of the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Big Sandy Superstore in Fairfield and the Kenwood Shopping Center.
Giant chance for the Reds. Griffin ready for his 25th pitch of the inning. Bases loaded. Back-to-back 2-out walks. Jose Trevino hitting 120 this year. He has struck out once today. He's 3 for 25. Did have extended IL time. Does not play as regularly of late. When he makes harder contact, it tends to be down that third base line. He's also had his share just chipping that ball, little pitching wedge beyond the middle infielders. Takes a curveball. It was the Reds' primary catcher, Tyler Stevenson, that ballooned the lead early yesterday. That came with a grand slam in the first inning. Turned a 1-0 advantage to 5-0. Here the Reds up 2 with the bases full. To short, beyond Abrams, off his glove, base hit. Steer scores, green light done, he scores. McLean to third. 2-run contact for Jose Trevino. He drives in 2 with 2 down. It's 4-0 Reds.
Well, the Reds have really strung together some really good at-bats today against Foster Griffin. It's just out of the reach of C.J. Abrams at shortstop. The walk, the patience of Blake Dunn. The walk and grinding out the at-bat from Matt McLean to load the bases. Hitting with men in scoring position. It's a great recipe.
Key Brian Hayes has bounced to short. First pitch smoked over third base hit. McLean scores. Trevino sprinting for third. Wave is on. They send the catcher. Easily scores standing. A 2-run standing double for Key Brian Hayes. The Reds by a half dozen.
Well, hitting can somewhat be contagious, and when you're getting contributions from the back end of your lineup, that makes for a really good day offensively.
The most runs against Griffin in this breakout campaign. Top of the order, Myers, who has struck out, been hit by pitch. Zach Kent, right-hander, now warms. Burns checking in with his catcher. Myers fouls it away. Could this be how the Reds turn it around? It's been a dire couple of weeks. Losses in 10 of 12. Either heartbreaking finishes or lopsided finals. The bottom of their order, Jose Trevino and Ke'Bryan Hayes, had been scuffling significantly, and they connect on back-to-back two-run hits for some pull-away runs.
Well, the boys are swinging the bats. It's nice to see Trevino come up. Then Ke'Bryan Hayes with the double down the left field line.
Pair of two-run hits off the bats of Trevino and Hayes. 6-0 Reds. Chase Burns pumps a strike to Jacob Young, who is softly lined to first base. To short. De La Cruz, bit of a weird hop. This infield does that sometimes. De La Cruz adjusts rather smoothly.
It looks like a routine play, but you mentioned it took a bad hop. This is all about the position, and I feel like this is why Ellie is playing so much better. He gives himself space in order to make the adjustment. He catches that ball somewhat close to his body because it did take a bad hop, but that only happens because of the position that he got into in order to field the ground ball.
David Lyle struck out his first time. Now, Lyle is the national who handles velocity the best. Entering the game, he gets 97 plus, hitting .474, 2 of his homers. This one skied to shallow left. De La Cruz out, steer in. De La Cruz the call. And to give you some context, by the way, there are only 5 other men in the majors who have homered more than once off 97 plus this year. It's hard to do. We're including every phenom in the sport. Him and 5 other dudes.
And he's got a quick bat.
You see Nunez has flied to left. Outfield plays fairly shallow. Steer cheats in noticeably. Myers as well. Swing and a miss. Hayes backs up with 2 strikes. Chop to first. Stewart. Burns there to cover. He lost the ball. Safe arrival for Nunez. There'll be an error on Burns.
See where those eyes go as he's trying to catch that ball. The eyes go right to the bag.
No credit and assist to Sal Stewart. Now Bivas, who has doubled. That was hit just past Stewart down the right field line. Burns is blessed with a very good pickoff. He had a number of near picks this year, and then just recently finally got his first major league pickoff. This incredibly quick feet. He got his first pickoff against the first man to reach his last time out. Jose Altuve had singled first inning against the Astros and promptly was picked off. Hayes backs up. Burns has already used his 2 disengagements. Runner off. Pitch called a strike. Throw down. Lost by De La Cruz. Immediately Nunez pops up and has third base. A steal and an error. Now Nunez 90 feet away. That'll be E2. In on his hands. Stays alive. Catcher's interference called here on Jose Trevino. There'll be another error, third error on the Reds this inning, 2 on the Reds catcher. Yep. It's now Drew Millis. Struck out looking his first time. Bounce to second. McLean. Chase Burns firing a one-hitter.
So I hammered the rudder.
Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by your Greater Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Jeep dealers, and by Yellowwood brand pressure treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it. Back at the Queen City, 6-0 Reds over the Nationals. And I'd like to thank the crew for the ice cream delivery. Thank you for taking care of the nerd in the camera well. I was going to offer Ellie some. It's his own ice cream, but he's batting, so I'll have to eat it myself.
It's a tough assignment, Jim. Wish you all the luck in the world. De La Cruz has struck out. He has bounced into a pitcher-led double play.
Breaking my diet here.
It's been a bit.
But I'll tough it out.
It's a cheat day.
Take one for the team. This is a cheat day.
You've eliminated the sugar. You've eliminated the treats. The soda. De La Cruz fouls it away. What do you miss the most?
Well, now that I just bit into this ice cream, I miss sugar. Goodness gracious. Yeah, it's official.
Maybe Ellie can help you out. You know, he's obviously got connections at UDF, and maybe a little Jim Day ice cream pipeline.
No, I don't need it. I'm working on the waistline. At least try it.
2-2. Just barely clipped the zone. Takes that curveball. I feel like Elly earlier in his career, particularly batting right-handed, swings and misses at that pitch. Today he takes it. Lines a foul. Oh, nice catch. Barehanded on the rail. Sharply to left, base hit. De La Cruz sails into second, standing, a double.
Well, you mentioned it, John. Elly's ability to lay off and get himself a pitch that he can handle. It's one of the differences that we have seen so far this year. Continues to blister the ball from the right side.
If I had to choose one word for this year's version of Elly De La Cruz, balanced in just about every way.
I was going to say another word. Starts with the B. Better.
Assuredly, yes.
Yeah.
Sal Stewart has struck out twice. Well, the Reds have already touched Griffin for the most runs he's allowed in a stateside major league game. Had not yielded more than 4 on his year or career. This has been a breakout campaign that still qualifies for rookie status, even though he's 30 years old. Tommy John, extended time in the minors, 3 years in Japan. Facing a different sort of rookie hitter in Sal Stewart. Did have a taste of the bigs last year, but still finding out who he is as a big leaguer. Now, this is starting third time through, and it just seems like there's been a little more fade for Griffin. Arm side away to righties. Command is not quite as sharp. Zach Kent is still up in the pen. Stewart lives this shallow right. Wood. Word now from the ice cream providers, our good friends at UDF.
UDF's got ice cream quakes. The ice cream, real. The mix-ins, big. The choice, yours. Ice cream quakes from United Dairy Farmers.
Is that going to be next homestand?
Ooh, I saw that strawberry cookies and cream.
Spencer Steer, 2 hits, 2 runs scored.
We have to call Elly and have him get us a delivery sometime in the middle of the summer when it's blazing hot here.
It's going to be that way in Philly. Temperature's going to be out on this Reds road trip. They got to pack all the gear. Ricky Stowe and all the clubhouse guys, they have to get the cold weather gear. Could be in the 40s during games in Cleveland the next 2 nights. It's going to be nearly 100 just about each day in Philadelphia, Monday to Wednesday. See, that's the real test. If Elly can get UDF to Philly on a weekday, he's balanced, right? He's better. That would show another gear.
That would.
That's the 7th tool. 3-1. And Philly does have an ice cream guy. Joel makes a good point. Frankie 2 Scoops. So he could scoop the LA ice cream. He could be part of it. Full count. Frankie 2 Scoops is legit. Arguably short list for best media food in the league in Philadelphia.
Really?
Yeah. Yankees also terrific. Payoff is inside and steers on for a third time. So that's a third walk drawn by the Reds. Now J.J. Bleday, who's 0 for 2, stands in. The right-handed Dunn is poised to follow. With Griffin north of 90 pitches, Kent's been warming for 2 innings. I would think this could be Griffin's last man, and Bleday bludgeons the ball. A no-doubter cranked to deep right, way up the sun deck. A rocket launch for his 5th as a Red, and the rout is on. It's 9-0 Redlegs.
Well, John, you mentioned that J.J. Bleday was the lefty in the lineup because he has been really good against left-handed pitching. Really stays in there and stay in there. He did. This was a cutter that started off the plate in. And you could see Griffin after he lets that ball go. He knows that one's not coming back.
That's Bleday's first home run against a lefty as a Red. Reds have blown it wide open. They're into the Nats bullpen. Zach Kent.
AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
9-0 Red. Skyline Chili call to the bullpen. Zach Kent.
You see the fastball from the 28-year-old Zach Kent. Numbers out of the bullpen. Fastball, slider, curve.
Gets ahead on Blake Dunn, 0-2. J.J. Bleday now has 14 ribbies in May. That ties him for the most in the majors with Cody Bellinger. Chopped to short, Abrams. Dunn made that closer than he'd think. He can fly. And now Matt McLean, who has a 2-run homer. He has walked. He has scored twice. Six of the Reds' 9 runs driven in by the bottom third of their order, 2 by each man. Last time the Reds got 2 or more ribbies from each man in their lower third, that was the crushing blowout of Baltimore in April of last year when they won 24-2. Today marks just the 3rd time they've done it since 1969. And that day at Baltimore, a lot of that damage was done by Noelvi Marte. I think some came while a position player was pitching. Oh, the mask flies off. Looks like Millis is all right. Fouled away. And Marte drove in 7 that day, had 5 hits. Reds had 24 runs on 25 hits that day. And Austin Wynns drove in 6 runs, had 6 hits in that game. McLean high fly, left center. Handled by Young.
Well, you mentioned J.J. Bleday in May, 14 ribbies, 3 of them here on this 3-run bomb. Swinging the bat well, producing in the middle of that lineup.
Air roofing.
J.J. Bleday crushing in May. 9-0 lead for the Reds. Somewhere happy and shooters smile. Top of the order, third time through for Chase Burns. James Wood is 0 for 2 so far. Strikeout looking. And a fly to left. That was a nice sliding grab, just barely on the fair side of the line by Spencer Steer. He's had himself a really clean, consistent game again. There has been explosiveness from Bleday since he's become a Red. There has been a grinding consistency from Spencer Steer. Yeah, I thought Sammy and BG on pregame today put it pretty well. It's been a bleak 2 weeks for the Reds. It's been very sour on a lot of levels, and there are concerns. But even within the confine of any one game, let alone where one game can domino, the sport's weird, man. Things can change
in a hurry. Yeah. Both ways.
It helps a lot when you got a talent like Burns on the mound. 2-2 upstairs. Payoff. Fought foul by Wood. Wood's a big dude, has a lot of excellent physical skills and talents, produces a lot of power. What stands out to you?
Yeah, it's just this length. I'm just impressed with how these long athletes are able to compete at this level, because you have to have fast twitch in order to play baseball. You have to. He's 6'5", or he's 6'6", 6'7". Ellie's 6'5", 6'6". O'Neal Cruz 6'7", 6'8". Those guys, now I can get it for a pitcher. He can leverage the ball. But these guys that have to hit have to have that fast twitch, and that's what's so impressive about what they do at the size that they are.
So I wonder what this chatter's about. Luis Garcia Jr. has grounded out and walked. He has shown a quick bat on the series, homered twice on Tuesday. Pinch hit, drove in a run with a ground out yesterday. He has probably been the most aggressive first pitch swinger on a team that's been pretty aggressive in general.
Yes, he is certainly, has always been that guy. Super aggressive.
First pitch from Burns. He is swung on and shot to right field. That's off the base of the wall, gathered by Dunn. Garcia scoots into second. Just the second hit yielded by Burns as he ambushes a first pitch. And they went with the changeup there. It almost seemed like he was ready for it.
It's the location of the pitch. You always love to see a young hitter come into the league. Garcia's always been this guy that is always thinking swing first. Aggressive, you're hunting pitches, swing, 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 don't, as opposed to see a strike and then decide to swing.
Brady House has struck out twice. Hard ground ball, good backhand De La Cruz. And that internal clock. He never really paused, but made sure he did enough. There was no window there for Garcia, and easily had the batter running.
Rhythm. It's all about rhythm. He catches this ball in rhythm and just continues. There's no panic. Just playing really, really well.
That ball's 103 off the bat, and he just makes it look routine. Abrams has foul popped to first. He has struck out. Sword. There's been a lot of quality from Chase Burns. He leads the team with 5 quality starts. He entered today with 3 in a row, 4 in his last 5 games. His 90th pitch today. Three and 1. In the zone at a pretty good rate. Full count. His slider has generated a slew of whiffs. About 2/3 of the swings have caught air. Check swing. Did he go? No. Laid off that slider. And there's a 2-out walk, 2 on. Just the second walk for Burns brings up Young, who has softly and low lined to first. He's also grounded to short. On a day where Burns faced Griffin, let the Simpsons and Family Guy debates begin. The sky right above Chase Burns looks like the opening of The Simpsons right now. 1-0. It's like the clouds are about to part. You can hear the music in the background. Derek Johnson comes out for a chat. Sam Maul gets ready. The Leftorium is in strong setting right now. We invite you to join the Reds. Great American Ballpark Friday, May 22nd. They open the series against the Cardinals. Stick around after the game for a spectacular fireworks show thanks to Dupixent. Get your tickets now. Reds.com/tickets.
That was a rare mid at bat mound visit. I believe this is going to be his last batter, and that might have been a little bit of stall to get Sam Maul ready.
That's lifted to left center. Long run for Myers. Headlong dive. He makes the play and takes it away.
Really nice job by Dane Myers. This ball splitting the gap in left field. Center fielder goes in front, left fielder goes behind. Extension to keep the shutout in order.
Chase Burns, excellent again. 6 scoreless, 2 hitter. You would assume done at this point. Reds routing the Nats 9-0. Jose Trevino, 2-run hit that grazed the glove of C.J. Abrams. His last time up, he's 1 for 2 in the game. Abrams is out of the game. Yacine Nunez has moved from second to short. Jose Tena is into the game at second. James Wood is out of the game. Joey Weimer is on in right field. Former UC Bearcat. After the Reds wrap up their game today, the Xavier Musketeers will be on the field. Big East action against Creighton. It'll be the first college game, I believe, played here since Xavier and UC a few years ago. Trevino fouls one away. Big East tournament, of course, is coming up in Mason, Nebraska. It's a short ball will find you. Nunez on the run. Up the line a bit. Nice play. Our Toyota game summary.
Well, it's been a lot of offense today. Chase Burns shut down on the mound. Really nice to see J.J. Bleday continuing to produce in the middle of the lineup, and Spencer Steer, I think he's starting to find his strides as well.
Brian Hayes, 2-run double. He's also grounded to short. First pitch to left field. Lyle started out, now comes on and closes ground well. Yeah, if there's a big takeaway about an individual player in the series, and he's playing close to his hometown of Louisville, had about 80 friends and family here. Lyle has been incredibly impressive.
Yes, he really has. Come up with some clutch hits and some home runs against righties and lefties. Late inning heroics.
Dane Myers had the nice grab to close the last half inning. He's 0 for 2. Hit by pitch once. He has struck out twice. In the air, medium center, Young. Reds go in order. Join the Reds Saturday, May 23rd. They battle the Cardinals. Fans in attendance receive a Brian Hayes Gold Glove bobblehead thanks to Coca-Cola while supplies last. Plus, 300 lucky fans will receive an all-gold version. Grab your tickets now. Reds.com/tickets. Time now for our Yellowwood Bringing the Lumber. What Dalen Lyle has done on the series. Faces new man on the mound, Sam Maul, left on left.
Well, Dalen Lyle has had a really fantastic series. Sam Maul's had a fantastic season so far. He did pitch in Tuesday's game against these Nationals. Wasn't great. Gave up a couple of hits and 3 runs.
Hard ground ball to first. Stewart. So Lyle's modest hit streak in jeopardy. He's now 0 for 3. That brings up Nunez, who's reached on error, stole a bag and flied out. Now Chase Burns 6 scoreless, only 2 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Got 5 ground ball outs today. That's already now 6 quality starts for the 23-year-old. Only 2 men in the National League have more. You might have heard of them: Shohei Ohtani and Chris Sale. That's the company he's keeping right now.
Certainly has been impressive.
Oh, 2. So Burns has lowered his ERA to just 1.87. And he's, I think, got a real good shot at pitcher of the month in May if this keeps up.
Sounds like an all-star to me. Got a run of all-star pitchers starting with Hunter Green, Andrew Abbott.
Our Jake Sweeney Kia pitch tracks. And to continue that point, it's 1 run in May for Burns in 19 innings on the month. He's got a .47 ERA.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Bebas has doubled. He's reached on error. Was catcher's interference E2. 1-1. Softly fouled. Thought he had him.
Tried to freeze him with that front door sweeper. Didn't quite get there. But really good pitch, man.
Payoff. Right to Hayes. 1-2-3 for Mo. Spend Memorial Day weekend at GABP. Your Reds face the Cardinals. 3-game set May 22nd through the 24th, presented by DuPixent. Grab your tickets now. Reds.com/tickets. May it have the fervor, the energy that Pizza Man had yesterday. Yes, he's back. Wearing the shades for a day game. He was beside himself, upset Reds getting blown out, also denied pizza on the fly ball out. Far happier today. Strike one at Ellie De La Cruz. Doubled his last time, 113 off the bat, later scored. 0-2. Opposite way, down for a hit. 6 straight multi-hit games. First such effort by a Red shortstop since you, Barry Larkin, in 1994. You had 7 in a row.
Yeah, Ellie is just, you know, it's so impressive. So many off-speed pitches, and they're pitching him so carefully, and he's just serving the ball the other way on the tough pitches down and away and blistering the ones that he can.
Stewart chopper foul. He has struck out twice. He's flying to right. There's such a comfortable adaptability in every phase of the game right now from De La Cruz. I think we're seeing it defensively as well, no matter which way that ball bounces to him, how the action on the infield goes.
And John used that word, adaptability, and I think that's exactly what's happening. I think we're seeing him mature as a player. You know, it's easy to say, hey, just take what the pitcher gives you. You've heard that time and time and time again in this sport of baseball. That's not easy to do, right? You have to understand who you are as a player. He's still establishing who he is as a player. Certainly he's a superstar. But what does that really mean? What do you do really, really well? Well, you remember there was a time last year where every team would turn Ellie De La Cruz up to the right side late in the ball game. Well, is that happening now? Well, if it is, I think the majority of his home runs are from the right side so far this year. He's adapting right before our eyes. And defensively, I think better positioning, much more maturity, much more confidence, better work ethic, work habits. I communication, just better.
2-2 to Stewart. Looking, helmet tap. ABS.
The batter is challenging the strike call.
And is down. The Stewart has won 2 challenges today.
Cincinnati has 2 challenges.
Reds as a team, just these last couple of games, have been noticeably a little more aggressive. What does he do with new life? 3-2. Strikes out.
Yeah, Zach Kent, I think, got the memo on how the league is trying to adjust to Sal Stewart in hard late.
Spencer Steer up and in. He's been on 3 times, 2 hits, a walk. He has scored 3 runs. As steady as he's been, particularly in the last 2.5 weeks, he does not yet have a 3-hit game this year. Back-to-back fastballs tight. Takes that ball in the dirt. No go on appeal. Full count. Stewart went full. He struck out. A lot of fastballs in from Kent against both batters. Steer to left. And it floats to Lyle. Now J.J. Bleday. 14 ribbies on the month. It matches Cody Bellinger most of the majors. 3-run homer his last time, a no-doubter. Full Drago to right field. De La Cruz not held on. Helmet tap.
Batter's challenge is strike call.
Reds remain perfect on challenges today.
2 challenges.
Particularly, I feel like it's been a lot of pitches like that low, just below the zone. Check swing. Strike. Bleday now is a Red. Today is 16th game. Hitting .294. On base of almost .440. His OPS is over 1,100. 2-2. Helmet tap again.
The batter's challenge is strike call.
And the Reds.
The pitch was a strike. Cincinnati has 1 challenge left.
There's a tone there, right? Similar to the batters challenging the second pitch of the game. The pitch was a strike. Everybody else heard that? 2-2. That's 3 straight full counts engineered by the Reds against Kent. 2 outs. De La Cruz hasn't been held on all AB. He'll be off. He goes. And Bleday, high fly, right field. Weimer working his way back. J.J. Bleday all day long. Homers in back-to-back ABs. It's 11-0 Reds.
Well, stay hot, J.J. Bleday, and continue to produce. Swinging the bat so well. Didn't get all of this, but clipped it well enough. Got it up in the air. Just traveled out the ballpark.
His 3rd career multi-home run game. His first since the 1st of September last year. The other 2 both came with the A's. Down to Dunn 1-1. He has walked and scored. He's 0 for 2. See a big smile on the face there. Key Brian Hayes. Check swing, no appeal. Called a swing for a strike. Now we watch these games, and you can feel the buildup of losses, of leads blown, of blowouts taken. These are pro players. They're proud men who have collectively, overwhelmingly, on most of their lives, been successful at the thing they've dedicated their life to. They feel it. And a day like today, a chance to fully, seemingly vent within the confine of the game. Check swing went too far. Tag missed. Throw down. It's about as feel-good a day as the Reds have had in some time.
Well, it certainly has been good on both sides of the ball. And the power in the middle of the lineup. J.J. Bleday continues to produce with his 2nd home run on the day.
That sword fit.
Elk injury report for today. The Reds got good news on Eugenio Suarez and good news on the Hunter Green front as well. Terry Francona said before today's game he'll throw his first bullpen on the 26th of this month. That goes well. He'll join the Reds on the 29th and then throw those side bullpen sessions with eyes on him. So that progression has been positive.
Well, thank you, Jim. So right after J.J. Bleday made him pay and has had a great month of May, on this day Luis May takes the mound.
Can you do that again?
Sure.
On the day that J.J. Bleday makes them pay.
It has had a great month of May. On this day.
After
yes
that
way.
update from Jim Day.
Say. Yeah, that's right. Jimmy Day down there, too.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Well, in between innings now, we see Spencer Steer at second base.
Opposite way hit for Millis. Will Benson, who's new to the game, gathers.
When he was out on the field in between innings, he didn't get it on camera, but he was, I think, motioning to Freddie Benavides that, hey, I want to replace Elliott shortstop. Matt McClain comes over there and he was telling Matt, no, you go to second base. I'm going to stay at shortstop.
It was great.
And then Freddie said, get over to second base.
I mean, he took probably, what, 5 or 6 ground balls there at short trying to get ready. And that's his natural position, as it is for a lot of guys who wind up in the big leagues, right, through their amateur days.
Yes, indeed.
First AB for Joey Weimer came on defensively for Wood. So Wood ended his day 0 for 3, couple of Ks. Ellie De La Cruz is out for the Reds with McLean manning short, Steer at second. Benson is now batting in the second position, on for De La Cruz.
I bet Spence could pull it off in a pinch.
Oh, no doubt about it. I've seen Spence play shortstop in spring training. There's no doubt he could play shortstop.
I think he could catch. I think he could play every position in a game. Swing and a miss. If there is a current Red that could try to do that, spend an inning at each position, that's the guy.
Yes.
Because it is something you wonder about. You know, the free runner rule, part of the reason it's invented is to limit zapping your pitching, right? You don't want to have a 19-inning game because that can ruin a team for months, maybe for a season if it's at the wrong time. But because of that, you don't worry as much about hitting or running for a catcher at some point, but it's probably going to happen to some team sometime. They're going to have made a move with their primary catcher. Something happens to the other catcher who comes in. Who catches? I would guess the Reds' emergency catcher high on the candidate list would be Spencer Steer. He's not only capable, he is so eagerly willing to do whatever the team needs.
Yeah. I've never had that conversation with him about catching. Certainly when we're out there in spring training working on ground balls, playing shortstop always comes up.
Garcia has doubled, walked, grounded out. Steps out on a sinker strike.
The batter challenges strike call.
And he's right.
The pitch is a ball. Washington has 2 challenges.
A walk on that challenge. Let's all play ball. Don't miss Play Ball Weekend coming up June 5th through the 7th. Encouraging youth everywhere to get out and play. You can visit playball.org to register for a free event near you today. Brady House. Strike 1.
By the way, Spencer Steer is their emergency catcher.
There you go. Does he have? You did a great feature on a Daybreak from spring training about his many gloves. Does he have a catching glove?
He's got 3 gloves that he carries with him, none of which are a catcher's mitt. But I'm sure that he could grab any piece of leather and go out there and get it done.
More importantly, does he have catcher's equipment?
Yeah.
I think their biggest worry would be him splitting his pants going into the crowd so much.
Check out the Matt McLean episode.
Because they are painted on.
Chop to McLean. Feed to Steer. Not in time. Isn't there an update about the? There were shared pants at one point with McLean and Steer, right?
Yeah, because McLean went to the longer pants, and so he was wearing Spencer's pants basically because he didn't. His old version was too short, and he was asked, "Would you like to wear pants as tight as Steer?" And he's like, "Not a chance." So the update is he finally has his own elongated pair of pants. That's breaking news.
That's why you're the journalist you are.
Yes,
Jim.
I know. It's hard-hitting journalism. He's got his own pants now. Back to you, John.
The Gronk guy to the ballpark. Jose Tena's first plate appearance. Am I the only one who could just hear the song in the background? He's got his tight pants on. Tight pants on. One of the great bits ever. One. Way in. Both men move up. A very wild pitch. And a run in. Millis able to score 11-1. I'm just being told by Dreamweaver, this is pre my time, Joey Votto used that as walk-up music? That's awesome. Apparently only for an at-bat or two, but that is terrific. My respect level for his sense of humor goes up even another notch. Swung through, shutout spoiled, but the Reds still blowing out the Nationals in this finale.
Grab your.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cincinnati Reds and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cincinnati Reds.
Blowout lead for the Reds. Pro pitching as Joey Wiemer gets a line drive contact off the glove of his third baseman. Matt McLean has second base. Joey Wiemer on the mound here.
And Matty McLean, short and compact through the baseball. It's like he's starting to find it.
Position player pitching. This is Wiemer's second outing of the year, taking on the Reds' two-way star Jose Trevino. Pops out to first. Wiemer gave up a run against the Pirates on April 13th. 2 hits, a walk, and a hit batter in his one inning. Also did pitch for the UC Bearcats a couple of games in 2020. Ke'Bryan Hayes, a 2-run double. He's 1 for 3. Into left field, base hit. Stop sign at third. So Jose Tena has gone from second to right. Vivas is the second baseman. That is cracked by Dane Myers. Deep left center, gone. His second is a red. 3-run shot. It's 14-1. Will Benson. Wide to center, base hit. Base hit, his first plate appearance of the game. Would come on defensive leave for De La Cruz. Sal Stewart's 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. Of the men in the starting 9, only Stewart and Blake Dunn don't have hits yet. Oh, and 2. Outside, wild pitch. Benson's got second. One thing to remember when a position player pitches, You cannot use ABS. Three and two. And a walk. Spencer Steer stands in. 2 hits, a walk, has scored 3 times. Or do I have this right? This is a season high in runs for the Reds, right? 0-2. There is no ABS. Steer gets a chuckle out of that one. Drives this to right. Tag at second. Stewart's way off first. Throw in, relay goes to first. Stewart gets back. So able to tag in advance the lead man, Will Benson. Did Sal Stewart think it was gone? Not know how many outs there were? He was nearly at second base. Generally, you play that halfway, or maybe you try to tag up. J.J. Bleday already 2 taters. In the air to right. Tana did not read it great. It falls for a hit, and then he boots it some. The Reds doing the gentlemanly thing. A firm stop sign from Willie Harris on Sal Stewart. Reds do get another run. It's 15-1. Man, I play right field. I could have caught that. Strike one of Blake Dunn. 9th red to bat in the inning for Bleday. This marks his 2nd career game with 5 or more ribbies. Had 6 against the Nationals, oddly enough. 5th of August last year. Has 6 today. Fouled away. Way outside. High fly left center. Reds add on. A 15-1 lead. Ledede.
Claire Roofing.
Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by Bet365, where winning is everything. And by UC Health. Expect more at UCHealth.com. Connor Phillips, new man on the mound for the Reds. Two and two. Ten strikeouts. He was burned on a zest for Za the other day. Won't get it here. Flared by Young to right. Phillips gets the fly ball out. Some boos come out.
They are into it.
Lyles hit streak on the line at 6. He's 0 for 3. Strikeout, pop out, ground out. Reds move Myers opposite way in center. Phillips pumps a strike. To second. Scoop by Steer. 2 down. One last chance for Pizza. Now, the Reds are an out away from securing at least a split of the homestand, avoiding the sweep at the hands of the Nationals. Their biggest run scoring total in over a calendar year. Have to go out to the blowout in Baltimore early stage of last year when the Reds pounded the O's with 24. Nunez has struck out, reached on error, flied out. 1-1, dropped the bat. Most runs for the Reds at home in 4 years. That was when they had some crazy scores against the Cubs, both good and bad. A bunch of those games. Strike 2. It began with Chase Burns. Another quality start, 6 scoreless with 7 Ks. Maul got a punch out. May took 2. Connor Phillips. It's a foul back. That's the joy of this game. It's a new day. It's a new chance. No pizza party. Fly ball out. The Reds blow it out. They crush the Nationals. They'll hit the road on a high note. A 15-1 finish.
Well, after 2 deflating losses against this Washington Nationals team, Chase Burns sets the tone early. He was fantastic. 6 innings, no runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 7 Ks. The offense woke up. Ellie De La Cruz continues to hit the ball so well. Spencer Steer, a couple of hits. Matt McClain looking like he's getting it together with his 2 hits and a home run. But the star of the day offensively, J.J. Bleday. 6 ribbies, a couple of home runs, 3 hits. Man, this team looked great today. Let's continue, take this momentum on the road, win some ball games.
Ellie De La Cruz is hitting .299. J.J. Bleday is hitting .321. In the year of our Lord 2026, it's a 15-1 Reds win. They rout the Nats post game. Still to come.